In the complex world of farming, a constant and often silent battle is being fought. It's not a conflict of big animals, but of tiny, almost invisible creatures that can cause huge damage. I'm a professor of plant protection science, and I've spent my life studying these complicated relationships. Today, I want to talk about one such enemy, the spider mite. These tiny mites are a nightmare for farmers all over the world. They suck the life out of plants, and their presence can lead to ruin. To fight this threat, science has developed special tools. One of the most effective tools is a compound called Spirodiclofen, a targeted weapon. These tiny creatures are not insects. They are arachnids, mites, spiders, scorpions. Using their piercing sucking mouthparts, they puncture individual plant cells to draw out vital nutrients. A small infestation might seem unimportant, but their reproduction rate is incredibly fast. A single female can lay hundreds of eggs in her short life. In warm, dry conditions, a population can explode from a few individuals to millions in just a few weeks. This rapid explosion is what makes them a tough challenge for growers. Fruit trees, vegetables, ornamental plants. Spirodiclofen is a modern chemical compound made to control mites. It belongs to a group called tetramic acid derivatives. Unlike older pesticides, Spirodiclofen is not a broad-spectrum nerve poison. Instead, it's a lipid biosynthesis inhibitor. Infographic. It messes with basic body processes mites need to grow and develop. This special targeting is its biggest strength, allowing it to work well with low risk to helpful bugs. It mainly works by touch. Mites crawling over treated leaves or getting sprayed directly absorb the chemical. It works really well on eggs and young mites. This is a big plus. By targeting mites before they grow up, it stops big outbreaks. It breaks the life cycle, leading to fewer mites in your garden or field. It stays active for a long time, so one spray gives long-term protection, meaning you don't have to spray as often. A cool thing about it is how it works. It stops the making of lipids. Lipids are fats and oils needed for cell walls and energy. For young mites, this process is super important. When lipid making is blocked, mites can't shed their skin. They get stuck in their current stage. Eggs that get sprayed might not hatch. Adult mites that eat it will stop eating, and their ability to have babies goes down. The eggs won't survive. This way of doing things fits really well with IPM. IPM means using many methods: natural, cultural, and chemical. Because Spirodiclofen doesn't harm helpful insects much, it can be used with natural allies. Farmers can release predatory mites and then use Spirodiclofen to take care of any remaining problem spots. This teamwork creates a flexible system that relies less on chemicals and lowers the chance of mites becoming resistant. How Spirodiclofen works inside a mite's body is a masterpiece of biochemical precision. It doesn't attack the nervous system like many old-school pesticides. Instead, it targets a specific enzyme called acetyl-CoA carboxylase, or ACC. This enzyme is like the gatekeeper for making lipids. It starts the first step in a complicated chain of reactions that create fatty acids. These fatty acids are the basic building blocks for the lipids that mites need to live and grow. By stopping this one key enzyme, Spirodiclofen shuts down the whole production line for these essential molecules. This leads to a slow but sure decline of the pests. The effect isn't instant. A grower who sprays Spirodiclofen won't see a field of dead mites the next day. This is a common misunderstanding. This compound is a growth regulator, not a fast-acting poison. Mites that are exposed to it will slowly stop eating and causing damage. Their growth will slow down. Young mites won't be able to grow to the next stage of their lives. Adult mites will slowly starve. Adult mites will become unable to have babies. The full effect on the population becomes clear after several days, as the adult mites die naturally and no new generation replaces them. This slow, steady action is a sign of a more advanced chemical control. This unique way of working makes it valuable in fighting resistance. Pests, including spider mites, are incredibly good at adapting. Using the same chemical over and over will lead to them becoming resistant. Because Spirodiclofen attacks a different biological path, it can be used in turns with other pesticides. You could use a chemical that affects the nervous system for one spray, and then switch to Spirodiclofen for the next. This rotating strategy gives the mite population different challenges. This is a key rule for keeping tools effective for a long time. What's more, the effect on the plants is very good. Stopping the mites from eating and reproducing gives the plants a chance to heal. The nutrients that were being sucked away are now safe. The plants can put their energy into growing strong instead of defending themselves. New leaves grow without damage. The existing leaves can do photosynthesis better. This protection leads to healthier, stronger plants. For fruit growers, bigger, better quality fruit. For vegetable growers, more produce that can be sold. The quiet interruption inside the mites leads to rebirth and success in the crops. The real-world use of Spirodiclofen covers many important farming areas. In the world of fruit growing, it's a trusted friend. Apple, pear, peach and citrus orchards are all very open to spider mite attacks. These mites can damage the look of the fruit and lower its market value. Growers often watch their orchards closely, using magnifying glasses to find the first signs on leaves. When the mite population reaches a certain level, spraying Spirodiclofen should be timed to match when the mites are laying the most eggs. This proactive approach stops populations from getting out of control during important fruit development stages. Vegetable growing also gets a lot of help. Tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, beans. Whether grown in open fields or in protected greenhouses, these are prime targets for mites. Warm, steady greenhouses are perfect breeding grounds. Here, Spirodiclofen is super valuable for protecting the tender, young leaves that help the plants grow. A timely spray helps the plants form a healthy, strong canopy, which is key to getting a big harvest. Its strong effect on eggs and young mites is very helpful in systems where crops are rotated quickly. Also, Spirodiclofen is used for high-value industrial crops. Tea plantations can get badly attacked, damaging young leaves. Protecting new growth helps keep quality and yield. Coffee plantations also suffer. Mites lower the amount of coffee produced. Using Spirodiclofen carefully helps protect farmers' livelihoods. Its special targeting allows for good control without messing up the ecosystem. Timing and technique are key. Spray during cool times, early morning or late evening. This reduces evaporation and helps the spray stay on the leaves longer. Getting thorough coverage is a must. Mites hang out on the undersides of leaves, so a fine mist that covers both sides is needed. Following the dose on the label is required to make sure it works and protects the environment. Even though Spirodiclofen is a powerful tool, using it means taking a lot of responsibility. When handled correctly, it has a good safety record for the people using it. However, like all plant protection products, it's a chemical that must be respected. Anyone mixing or spraying Spirodiclofen must wear the right personal protective equipment, Long sleeves, chemical-resistant gloves, eye protection. Always avoid direct skin contact. After the work is done, it's important to wash your hands and any exposed skin thoroughly with soap and water. These simple steps are the foundation for keeping the people who help grow our food healthy. Protecting the environment is just as important. One of the good things about Spirodiclofen is that it has less impact on some non-target species compared to older chemicals. It's much less harmful to many important predators and pollinators, like bees, when used as directed on the label. Still, care must be taken. Spraying should be avoided when bees are most active, and steps should be taken to stop spray from drifting to nearby water sources or sensitive natural areas. Empty containers must also be disposed of responsibly, following local rules to prevent polluting the soil and water. True sustainability means protecting not just the crops, but the whole ecosystem they are a part of. A crucial part of responsible use is following the pre-harvest interval, or PHI. The PHI is the legally required waiting period between the last pesticide spray and when the crop can be harvested. This time ensures that any chemical residue on the produce has broken down to a safe level for people to eat. Following the PHI is non-negotiable and is a cornerstone of food safety rules worldwide. It protects the health of the final consumer and keeps the public's trust in farming. Growers must keep careful records of their sprays to make sure they follow these important rules. In summary, Spirodiclofen represents a big step forward in our ability to manage a tough and persistent pest. It offers an effective, targeted solution that helps growers protect their crops, improve yields, and keep the quality of their produce. I encourage growers to see it not as a standalone magic bullet, but as one part of a smarter, bigger pest management plan. Regularly check your fields, use this tool carefully when the numbers reach a certain point, and always follow the label instructions for use and safety. By combining modern science with responsible farming, we can keep producing the food the world needs, efficiently and sustainably, for generations to come.